grahas are calculated. And as I said, the basic prerequisite for this all, if you look at this processor, right, this processor coming from the ephemeris.js. So let's deep dive into that. This is where the real calculation will happen, and this one written by the person, he has very sound knowledge on Mosher astronomy calculations, and he created this node modules which are very handy for us. So it's easy to just we don't need to like reinvent the wheel here. This will give you calculate all the Julian calculations, and to get Julian to Gregorian calendar, and all sort of mathematical stuff will happen. But what we are interested here, this processor is object is available for us, and we just need to calculate the init. I will show you the real runtime values. I will show you the runtime values here. But coming back to the our real topic, let's not lose the topic. As I said, we need to calculate the grahas and their speeds first. At that time, what is the grahas, what are the grahas positions, and we need to understand the speeds of the grahas. So this is where the time zone offset will come into picture. We set the date time of the time zone offset, and I will show you the real time values also. The Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn. And so we have only 7 planets. Rahu and Ketu are excluded here. But when it comes to graha section, you'll see like Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and Rahu and Ketu, right? So I think so far so clear, right? So we got a grahas, and then these grahas will be, we need to calculate the ascendant, right? The calculation of the ascendant will happen. We need to give the date and time, which is the current date and time, and longitude and latitude, and it will give the ascendant data, right? So to get the ascendant data, how the calculation will happen, let's go to that. So now we got a proper view, right? Okay, so we can see the calculation here, and we can see the real runtime values here. So as I said, this dot grahas. Okay, this is a little boring, but I'm just figuring out certain things. So this dot grahas will tell you like what are the grahas are available, and we calculated all those stuff, and we got a speed as well, right? So what's the next step, right? The next step is this. Let's go to that. Let's go to the so we at this point we got a grahas, and we got a grahas speeds, and now we are going to calculate the ascendant, right? How the calculation of the ascendant will happen. So let's go into this method, calculate ascendant, so which requires a date and time, and latitude and longitude, right? So here we are creating a date, and this will be the date, how many what is the current Julian calendar, and we have to subtract this, and plus f is like these all, like if you go to Wikipedia or somewhere, you can find it, and I will make another interesting video to understand that. Okay, so but for now we got a t object, and we need to know the calculate inamsa based on the t is like, okay, what is the delta of that Julian calendar versus the current Julian calendar, right? And okay, let's deep dive into this, and if we go down for the calculate inamsa. So as I said, we got a t object to calculate Lahiri inamsa using Elvin Fregon Bradley sidereal calculation. If you search for this, okay, I can find it for you, like if you do this, right, and you will get some Alright, so we got this object which has a Lahiri inamsa, and it's a node. So if I type this here, and that will tell you the calculated inamsa object at that point for the given Julian calendar, right? And we got the inamsa is minus 24 degrees, and we got a node of minus 21. Okay, let's see what will happen after calculating the inamsa. So let's go further down, we got this object and we got to calculate inamsa, and then we set the node value to this node value, and eventually now the interesting part is the right ascension abbreviated as RA, and this is the angular distance measured eastward along the celestial equator from the vernal right ascension, and that calculation will go like that. So after calculating those all things, we have obliquity, and we have a RA, we have a OB, which is obliquity, and then we are calculating midheaven, arctan 2, we are calculating that, and this is where the ascendant calculation will happen. So finally, ascendant is 2.61 degrees, and if so right here, and we got AS ascendant is like, that's the ascendant we got 125, and MC we got, and eventually, and MC is nothing but abhijit. This is where the abhijit calculation happened. Abhijit will come from AY plus MC. The MC will be right here. AY is right here, right? AY is like inamsa object. This dot inamsa plus inamsa object, and the node we got, and so based on that we calculated ascendant and abhijit. So there is another interesting one. You use the Deepak Kapoor's astronomy, mathematical astrology, and if you search for that one, I can give you some links. If you search for that, you will find, this is an interesting book. If you want, you can buy. This is a there is some deal going on, but here they'll talk about how the celestial sphere, celestial equator, and also they're talking about interesting things. Here the full calculation is happening here, and you will find this one interesting. Buy this book. And coming back to our code again. So so here we got abhijit, and we have length 24, 11 populated so far, but it will populate even, it populated so far 11, which is out of the HSC is like 23. And after bhava sandhi calculation, and we are putting like bhava and bhava madhya, bhava sandhi, all those into the table right here. And if you see, that is not populated yet, but if I move further down one step, and the bhava table, and we got a bhava table, and the table closed, I think right here. And we got this object which has so if you go further down, let's go to the ascendant part. Here we have date and time, and same thing, the same calculation will happen here for every thing, and eventually gets out. And okay, now this whole calculation will happen. After that, the table will be populated with here if you see, and it is calculating ascendant, and the chart will be developed here. And sun curve means sun current position, which is of 0 is sun, and this is the moon. And from here, and we have sunrise and sunrise next, and we're calculating here the calculation goes by sunrise next, and also calculating sunrise and calculating. So the sunrise will happen, like if I go deep into that. So here sunrise day to Julian, and then we got a sunrise, which is like that thing, and we have sunset, that, and also here we got a sunset right here with the new date time, but the sunset will be calculate sunset right here. And if you go deep into that, this is where the date to Joule, and which is what occur, which is 0. and from here, we are getting the vara table from these are the varas, right? And now today vara name is like Monday, right? So that's correct. And sunrise is that vara enter is a sunrise, and mandi also we are calculating here, and a mandi day also we are calculating kulika, gonanka calculation done is happening here, and yeah, eventually, and we need to understand what is a nakshatra. So moon kar is that, and nakshatra size is, every nakshatra has like the pada size is like every 13.333, and moon kar is that, and if you divide 337 or 25, that number moon current position with every pada, and you get nakshatra kar, and that is a nakshatra kar. And what is nakshatra? So we got 25. So stuff. So yeah, we got a muhurta. Let's get out of it. And finally we got the table with the muhurta, this is table, and then we got hora table. What is a hora right now? Vara card is that, and sunrise is that, and sunrise next is that. Based on that we are calculating hora table. And yeah, so, and which samvatsara we need to calculate, and daytime plus get full year minus 1 mod 60, and we do that calculation, and now the samvatsara value, which is 37, and out of samvatsaras, and if the 37 value is right here, Krodinama samvatsara, so that samvatsara value is the Krodi. So, and Sauramasa, which is based on the grahas sun position by 30, and so Sauramasa is that, and it comes from AS Rasi, and Sauramasa, which is nothing but Rasi, where is the sun, and Sauramasa here at 7, and Rasi is in 7 is nothing but Vrishchika Rasi. So sun is in Sauramasa, so Vrishchika. So like that we have Graha 8 and 0 and 9 chart longitude and latitude. If we look at chart, right, if you enter that, and here that is the object of the chart, and here ascendant is that, let me clear. So ascendant is that, and this is calculation, and retro is not retro, and sun is there, these all calculations will be popped up. Okay, once we go through this loop, and you'll see that, just keep going, right? So let me put a breakpoint right here, and we jump over to that spot. And now if you do the same, this is a chart calculation, now you would have seen like all the calculation happen ascendant. Okay, this is a sun, this is a ascendant, this is okay, minor wrap ups, and in the computed panchanga done. That's it. Now see, we got a panchanga right here. So if I do like just go ahead, I'm just like getting out of this. I think yeah, if I do that, so now let me make it a little bigger. So we calculated, given this date and time, right, and we have calculated the panchanga on so and so date, Central Standard Time, and vara we calculated. We have seen that calculation, and all this chart is based off of that Bhava Sandhi Madhya, and also nakshatra Uttarabhadra we saw that calculation, and also we saw abhijit calculation, and we saw nakshatra calculation, Thidi calculation, and karna calculation we saw, yoga calculation we saw. And this is like just giving a summary of that, Panchakadi, and also we have Sauramasa we calculated as a Vichika, and Aminamsa we got that 24 point something, right, we got. And also yeah, so these are the degrees of those planets, and here is a Mandi calculation, and here is a Rahu Kala and that calculation. We can use this chart like Prishna chart at this point, and also Hora calculation, and we have a Muhurta calculation happened. Yeah, I think pretty much that's all we got here. And now if we go a little like how the here is a Navamsa calculation,